A good Wednesday, everybody. I'm meteorologist Ben Dery. Thanks for checking us out on our streaming app. So we do have the potential for some heavy rain in the forecast. It's not until later this week. It's kind of a meager weather impact alert, but we're going to issue it anyways because it could have an impact on your Friday morning commute. So the alert runs from midnight to noon on Friday. So again, just primarily during the morning hours of Friday. A couple of rounds of heavy rain possible. We could see some training thunderstorms, which could lead to, an inch or two of rain within a short amount of time frame. If you have any outdoor plans, mainly the first half of Friday, have a plan B. You're probably going to need your raincoat, and we could pick up some much needed rainfall as well. And it does look like the bulk of this is going to be leaving the area by Friday afternoon. That will lead to a stellar weekend ahead. Let's talk more about this system, however. This is from the Weather Prediction Center. This is their forecast for excessive rainfall. So the potential for some flash flooding, and the brighter the color, the higher the threat. You can see this yellow shaded area is a slight risk for excessive rainfall. Considering we haven't had a ton of significant rainfall over the last couple of weeks. The soil is pretty dry. That means a lot of the rain is going to soak up into the soil, which is good news. But we could see, again, those training thunderstorms, which could lead to a couple of inches of rainfall. That could probably lead to some minor instances of some urban street flooding, especially poor drainage areas, things like that. And again, areas highlighted in this yellow shaded area have the greatest risk, kind of areas along and south of I-94. The emphasis is kind of the Minnesota River Valley, where the best potential is for several inches of rainfall, and the threat drops off the further north you go. So this is microcast, and this is going to help to show us what forecast models are thinking, where they're leaning as far as the timing of these storms and where we expect the highest impacts. And just keep in mind, with thunderstorms, there's always a question as to where these storms are going to form. But the fact that these are also slow-moving storms, we have fairly low confidence in exactly who is going to pick up the heaviest rainfall. But this is our best guess right now. Microcast shows mostly clear skies through most of the day today. A pop-up shower is possible, very isolated in nature. I think the vast majority of us will get through the rest of the day dry. But considering we have some elevated energy levels in place with the warm temperatures, we're going to be back in the lower 90s for highs today. And considering there's no cap, there's no lid on the atmosphere right now, we could certainly see a storm or two bubble up. That's for today. And in the meantime, areas in the western Dakotas, that's the next weather system moving through there. We'll start to see that on microcast as we head into Thursday morning. This is 10 a.m. There's a couple of storms firing over North and South Dakota. We'll see some dissipating activity up towards the international border as well, but most of the state should be fairly dry during the first half of Thursday. This is Thursday evening. Notice widely scattered thunderstorms forecast, mainly the western half of the state as we head into Thursday evening, and there is a marginal risk for some severe weather. So locally gusty winds, maybe some small hail coming out of some of those overachieving cells. That's again for the tail end of Thursday. And what's left of that is going to work its way over the eastern part of the state late Thursday night and into Friday morning. So we're going to pause this during your morning commute. This is Friday morning at 7. It could be pretty wet. You can see the brighter colors right here indicating moderate to even heavy amounts of rain. Surface low pressure system skirting across the Minnesota-Iowa border. That's going to put the heavier showers kind of in that territory north of the surface low. And because there is potential for training storms or storms moving over the same areas, this is where we have that heavy rain potential. That being said, I think the storms will gradually move out through midday. Notice by 5 o'clock, the rain is pretty much done for the Twin Cities. And timing is, again, pretty suspect. So if you do even have some afternoon plans on Friday, just keep in mind there could be a few lingering showers. But for the most part, the bulk of that rain activity is going to exit the region as we head into Friday evening. And all of that activity clears out as we head into the upcoming weekend. So good news, Saturday and Sunday look rain-free. Relatively cloud-free, but we'll probably still see more of this haze outside. This is a recent picture from our Golden Valley sky camera. You can clearly see downtown in the distance, but we do have some elevated levels of wildfire smoke. We're still in that moderate category for air quality over the next couple of days, as we don't expect a whole lot to change in that regard. We're still near 90 both today and tomorrow. There's a chance for some heavy rain late Thursday into Friday. The chance is pretty good. But exactly where that heaviest rain lines up is still in question. And again, a nice weekend is in the forecast. Here's your weekend forecast for the Twin Cities. You can see temperatures dropping back into the mid 80s. Bright sunshine for Saturday, lower humidity, and more or less seasonal temperatures as we head into your Sunday, with temperatures gradually warming as we head into next week. Here's your weekend getaways forecast. Friday looks like the wettest day, so watch out for some rain potential there. But as we head into Saturday and Sunday, clearing out and temperatures back in the 80s, which is pretty typical for this time of year. The current air quality index has most readings in that moderate category. These are not the smoke that's in our sky is not from local wildfires. They're from fires that are about 1,000 miles to our west over the Pacific Northwest. So the smoke has time to kind of disperse throughout the air, and we'll probably still see these moderate readings over the next several days. And our radar satellite composite pretty quiet. So other than that haze in the sky, it looks like conditions will be fairly clear through the rest of the day today and probably through the first half of tomorrow before we see some clouds increasing from the storms across western Minnesota by Thursday afternoon and evening. Several rounds of heavy rain possible through early Friday morning, but clearing out for the weekend. After bottoming out temperatures in the 70s for Friday, we're warming back into the 80s and even upper 80s as we head into next week.